All right, Dean, this is what I've been doing with the dealers is I click on the app. I tell them it scans VINs just like what you would get with AutoNeek or vAuto. You can actually enter the VIN manually, or you come over here. Quick scan is for salespeople. That right there would just be able to scan the VIN, take the pictures, and hit save, and that notifies the manager that they have a vehicle. The scan button, they scan the VIN, it populates all the information on the vehicle except for the miles and the color. Then it's going to prompt you to take 6 pictures. So it'll look somewhat like this. And so it'll give you the top portion of this. It'll give you the 5 to 12 pictures. But the main thing is it gives you all the basic information except for the bottom 2, which is color and mileage. Once you fill that in, you hit save, and you go to the photos. You have to take 5 photos, which it's going to prompt you to do the right front, the right rear, the left rear, the left front, and then the odometer or the interior. At that point, you hit save, and it's going to take you to the books.
Hey, what happens if I can't upload pictures?
You're going to be able to upload pictures. It just depends on how big a file that you've built. If you're on Wi-Fi, they load very fast. If you're on analog, then it takes quite a while.
Okay, so
once you put this information in, huh?
So if I take a lot of pictures, I got to make sure my Wi-Fi check.
Yeah, you go back within Wi-Fi range, and then you would come down to the books on the vehicle, and you would click on the books, and then you would do the ads. You would add for trailer towing package, leather interior, whatever the vehicle has on it, and then the black book will be there, and then auto check. And if you had Carfax in here, it would be promoting both the auto check and the Carfax. Once that is done, you hit save, and then you're going to go back to the auction piece. When you hit click on the auction, it's going to give you the options. First, you start at the top. Title status. Is the title in hand? Is there a lien against it being a fresh trade? So if I hit title in hand, you come over here, it's in green. If I take it and it's salvage or bonded, it's in red. It's telling the dealer that there's something wrong with the title. I'm going to hit title in hand. It's green. Now you go to vehicle status. The first one is customer trade bid. That one is if you're a Chevy store and you got somebody just pulled in a Porsche or a Mercedes and you don't know what it's worth, you can actually put the vehicle up here. If it's a customer trade bid and you save it, it turns yellow. That's telling the dealer that's bidding on it that if he wins the auction, he might not get the vehicle just because they might not trade for it. The next one is fresh trade, hadn't been through service. This is a vehicle you've traded for. You're not going to keep on your lot. You're not going to run it through service. That one also is yellow. CPO and frontline ready, both of those will be green. And that's a vehicle that's an old stock that's sitting in your dealership that's already been through service, and you're just trying to get rid of it. The reserve is the lowest price that you're going to take for the vehicle. If you're thinking that it's worth 23 grand and you're going to send it to the auction, it brings 23, you're going to have $300 in fees and transportation. So you would set your reserve at 22.7. If you've listed this vehicle before, you can't list it again for another 17 hours. Every time you list it, you have to lower your price by $200. So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So 22.5, it automatically lowers the starting bid to 19.5, which is $3,000. If you think that's too much money, you can actually come in here and change that to anything you want and save it. Buy it now is optional. That's where you Let's say you want to reserve at 22.5 and you want to run, you think, okay, I think it's going to bring 23,999. Your auction start time, when you click that, it automatically on Droids, it'll say today's date. On an iPhone, it'll be today's date and today's time. The time is 5 minutes from now before the auction starts, so it'll notify everybody that has that vehicle in their filters that the auction starts in 5 minutes. If you set this for today's date, and let's say you're going golfing and you're going to be back at 5:30 and you want to watch the auction or 6, then you would save it for that, and it would automatically post the auction at 6 p.m. So everybody's notified now and 1 minute before the auction starts at 6 p.m. On your condition report of the vehicle, if you do a 1, 2, or 3, the save button is turned off. If you do 4 or 5, the save button is there. If you do 3, 2, or 1, you have to put additional comments. Sold as is, body damage, engine noise. If this vehicle is sold as is and you click OK, it's red. If you take the sold as is and say it's got body damage, rust, smoker, tires, it's all in yellow, but it's highlighted so that the buyer knows that there is issues with this vehicle. Any 1, 2, 3, you have to put a comment in. At 4, I hit save and this auction is live. Let's go through that again. Title in hand, lien is green, salvage title, bonded title, turns red. Frontline ready, customer trade bid is yellow, fresh trade in is yellow because it warns the buyer that the vehicle, there's something up. CPO is green, frontline ready is green. Reserve, that's the lowest you're going to take for the vehicle. And if you post it again 17 hours from now, you have to lower the price by $200 to be able to get it to accept. Starting bid, you can make that whatever you want it to be. The lower you make it, the more people's filters that it's going to hit. Buy now, you can make the buy now, make it anything you want. It won't let you put it lower than the reserve. Auction start time. If I hit it now, it won't launch for 5 minutes. It lets everybody know that it has that vehicle set for their filters, that vehicle is fixing to go up. Condition report 1 through 3 will not let you launch until you put something here. 4 or 5, you can launch immediately. At the end of the auction, as soon as the auction's over, the seller and the buyer are notified immediately. And when they're notified, it has who the top bidder was, their phone number, and the phone number is a hot link. As soon as you touch that phone number, I can call Brian right now and say, hey, you just bought my vehicle. Or you can say, hey, you're at 21,900. I'm at 24,800 with my reserve. If you'll give me 24 for the vehicle, let's make a deal. If there's more than one bidder on a vehicle, there'll be 1, 2, and 3. It'll tell you what their highest bid was. You can call them up. If Brian doesn't want to buy it, you can go to the next one and offer him to buy the vehicle from you. Any other questions, Dean?
I don't think so right now. So what is it?
Under auctions, if you bid on anything under auctions, you go to purchase history. And right now I have an offer pending on this 20 Challenger. And right here is the Mercedes. This is the one you put up, Dean. 89.1 was the highest bid on this. If I wanted to, I can come in here and go 89.2. And you're fixing to get the response on this, Dean, because this was yours. So I'm going to hit make offer. If you notice, it went from make offer to pending. And so it's waiting for Dean to say yes or no. He can decline it on his end, and then I can come back in and make another offer later. Offer declined.
How long does it take to make another offer?
We're fixing to see. Oh, I just logged out. I'm going to hit stop recording.
I think you did. I don't know. Still.